episode of WEARE757, the show. We got the homie Neshard Walker in the building. How you been?
I'm good, man. I can't complain.
I mean, it's been a long time coming. You wouldn't want to come on the show for a minute now.
Yeah, for
How
sure, man. Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Life's been good. Like I said, I can't complain, man. Just out here trying to make something happen out of nothing.
Okay.
That's it.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about obviously your hooping career.
For sure.
And then I know you said you was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I ain't never knew that.
Yeah, for sure. Even when I was people ain't know, you know, because of course I'm around my peers and stuff like that. You don't want to show your weaknesses, but at the same time, it's like, shoot, that's real life. You know what I mean? I was diagnosed with that when I was a baby. Like, it's a deficiency that happens when during birth. Like, for me, the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, so the oxygen couldn't really go through to my brain. So it kind of like shut down like my right side, a little bit of my left. You know, that's why since then I always been working out to kind of like defeat the purpose, you know what I'm saying? So I can really be able to hang out with y'all and hoop and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, it's like I had to really go through that mentally. And that's why I was always frustrated, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know that I always was an angry kid. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I used to always spaz and
stuff. I
stuff.
thought you was just joking though.
No, I was saying that too, but at the same time, it's like short temper. Say something, ain't no talking, you know what I mean? But as I got older and I wanted to do sports and take it to the next level, I had to really chill because, you know, when you try to go to the next level, they do background checks on you. You know what I'm saying? All athletes like, yo, where you been or who you play for and what's your history with family and how you act and all that. So I had to really tighten up. So, yeah.
So go back a little bit. You said, where you from originally?
I'm from here. I was born in D.C., but I was raised in Norfolk, Virginia, out Lambers Point. But then, yeah.
What was it like growing out there?
Oh, it was cool. That's why I know all the Norfolk homies from, like Maury and all that, Lake Taylor homies and all that. But yeah, it was cool out there, for sure. Right there, ODU, I saw all that from, you know, the Blaine Taylors and all of them, yeah.
So when did you start playing basketball? Or was basketball the first sport you started playing?
Yeah, basketball was always the first sport when I could, you know, would really get my hands on, because it was easy, you know what I'm saying? We go to Lake Edwards courts, you know, so that's when we moved from Lambers Point to Virginia Beach. Basketball was that, and then that's what became like my first love. And hanging out with, you know, the homie Denzel and Dame and homie Jamal Thurgood and all them, we just, and Byron and Hard and all, like, we was all like out there playing hoops at the Lake Edwards courts, and that's all we knew. And then from there, man, basketball was my first love, but I had to like grow into offense. I was always defense. That's why I be telling people like, yo, a couple of the homies don't play no D because they knew I was gonna clean it up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where it started for sure. Did you always have height, or when would you have your growth spurt? I want to say in like middle school, but you know, yeah. Shout out to the homie Denzel. We always had talked about like, yo, I'm 5'11" today. What about you, man? I was 6 feet. Like then he just kept going like, man, I'm 6'6". No, but bro, you late. I'm 6'10". Like that's crazy. But I think in middle school is when he really hit me. So yeah, middle school. Yeah.
And what school did you play for in high school? Because I know you went to Bayside, right?
Yeah, I went to Bayside my 9th grade year, and then my last 3 years I went to Ryan Academy. Yeah.
What was that? Because there's not a lot of people that was up on that prep school.
Yeah. I think I was, man. I started a lot of trends, man.
I always say Stephen Pleasure started it, because Stephen Pleasure, I swear he was my age, and he was like graduated 2 years after me.
Yeah. But I graduated in 07, but you know I'm older than Steve, so it's like, yo, like. It was cool. At first, you know, my mom, she worked for the government and stuff like that. So, you know, she was always around, you know, different type of ethnicities and people. And then she brought me around their kids. So it was like, okay, well, what's up? So then they seen me, was like, bro, you come here, you can go crazy. I'm looking like, what? Let's go crazy then. So I went over there, and then that's when I started practicing with them. That's when I started trying out with them. You know, we had summer league and stuff. That's why people see me play. They play with like Taylor, they play with Kinsville, they play with Tallwood, they play with this team. Looking like, bro, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, man, you know what? My mom was like, well, you go here, we going all in, because this going on, that going on, and then they can help with your grades and stuff. Because people wouldn't know with cerebral palsy, they think something really wrong with you. Like, it was just physically that was wrong with me, but not mentally. So they just put you on special ed. And I'm like, man, I'm smarter than this. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I went there. I graduated with honors. Shout out to Ryan. You know what I mean? But
what was the competition like at Ryan?
It was cool, but we switched. The last 3 years I was there, we switched like different coaches, because at first it was a prep school. It was a big time prep school back in the day, low key. They had dudes that went to like Temple, UConn, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a big time prep school, 7-footers and all. And then like 4 years after that, that's when I came in. That's when, you know, they started doing illegal stuff and stuff like that. So all them coaches and people left. But the competition was cool. We were playing against Bishop Sullivan at the time, Catholic. We were playing against Winsburg, Christian Olive White. We was playing against the homie Mike Hollow when he was at Calvary, playing against them. You know what I'm saying? We played against a lot of like solid teams, but you know, we didn't really have enough players because Brown Academy was like in the cut, and it was right by Norview, so it's like all the players that wanted to go there, they would transfer from Norview, they would go to Ryan, and we had a ball over there, man. I enjoyed it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nah. What So you said it was a prep school?
Yeah, it was. They transferred to a real private school. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what? How did that transition plan for that go into your college career?
At the time, you know, like I said, I was just a defensive player, and then sometimes, you know, I played AAU here and there, and
that's where I met you at.
Yeah, playing AAU with the Heat and all that. We was them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Bayside tall.
Yeah, you know, it was lit. So so that transition from like
there was no reason we shouldn't have been good. Like we was like
right, but we didn't really know our full potential because we was all goofy. You know what I'm saying? We was like we really was trying to figure out our bodies, and we all trying to gel together and stuff like that. And then, you know, some dudes want to play with other teams, and you know, our mindset, we really want to like how the kids is today. Like, yo, we playing with this team legit. Boo, we're team loaded. This team, I'm looking like, yo, I step. But it's like for us, we were just bouncing around teams. You know what I'm saying? So it really had no good time to really gel with each other. And plus, we all went to different schools too. Nice. But yeah, like that transition from there, I was going. I wanted, you know, always wanted to go D1 and stuff like that. All players want to do that, but at the same time, like now, I ain't know you had to take the SAT, PSAT. You can just go to college and just figure it out. Like you ain't got to take it this now. I'm looking like that. We had that back then. Everybody in the city would have went league. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I did. Shout out to Coach Zeno, man. That was the dude. RIP to him too, man. He the one that helped me get into like really focusing on school. But at the time, you know, I'm in the city. I ain't really trying to go to at the time to another state. Like, that's home base. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm ready. I want to branch out. And for me, I like to travel. And I knew that early on. So I went to a camp there. It was at Churchland. And then he was like, yo, I got a school for you. I don't know if you want to go. It's in Idaho. I'm looking like, huh? You know what I'm saying? So my mom like, boy, you about to go way out there? You know, I'm the only child on my mom's side. So it was like, bro, you is tripping. But it was like, man, I'm gone. Full-ride scholarship, JUCO. At the times, I used full-ride scholarships at JUCOs. And I was like, man, I'm out of here. So when I went out there, I did my thing.
What was like getting off the plane in Idaho?
Man, it was. I mean, like I said, I went to private school, so I seen a lot of different ethnicities, so it was cool. You know, coming from Bayside, where it's all the homies and the bros. It's like, man, this ain't the homies and the bros. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So I'm out there just doing my thing. You know, I'm able to adapt and adjust. Like I said, I love to travel and meet people, but the culture was different. Like dudes, that was my first time seeing dudes from other countries, bro. Like it was crazy. Dudes on my team from Australia, Norway, London, different places, bro, and they brought different type of like swag and style to the game. I'm looking like, oh, this is lit. So I'm thinking like, man, I'm ready to go league. I'm playing against all these dudes, and these dudes is like grown men. Because over there, you know, they already played pro early. Yeah. So it's like, oh, they already fine and tuned up. But, you know, I'm just coming from, you know, Lake Elwes, Lamberford. I'm looking like, man, I'm the man out here, you know what I'm saying? But little I know, on my birthday, the coach redshirted me. I'm looking like, my mom, first time she flew, I ever seen her fly. So it was like, yo, this is crazy. Redshirted me on my birthday. I'm sitting there. I think my mom still got the shirt. I mean, not the shirt, but the picture of me with my hood on. Like, man, this is some BS. Because I'm in Walmart going crazy. And he was like, man, but the redshirt you. Because at the time, you know, for players out there, man, pay attention, man. Just pay attention to your path and your story and what the coaches is telling you. Because at the time, I wasn't even thinking about it. But he was doing it for next year. So redshirt this year, come back the next 2 years, and we're going to be dominant because we got dudes coming in 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers. We got good guards coming in. You can be a perfect piece for us. I'm not even thinking about it. Man, I'm trying to play now and get up out of here, bro. I'm trying to get my 2 years out of here, get my AA, and I'm gone. But at the time, like I said, I was stubborn when thinking. And then, but hey, Idaho was super fun. We was out there. My first time really being like a Gonzaga, you know what I'm saying? Gonzaga probably like an hour away from where I was in Coeur d'Alene. So we go in there and play in there, playing them gyms and work out and play with, at the time it was Jeremy Pargo was there and a couple other players, and it was super fun, bro. I can't complain.
For real. Damn, Idaho. So what was that like? I mean, did you stay at that school?
No, I was there for that year, and then I left and came home. And then some things happened with the family, with my grandmother and my mom and stuff, situation like that. So I had to make sure I had to come home. Like I said, I'm the only child over there on my mom's side. So it's like, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? I make sure she's straight. And my grandmother, you know, partially raised me too. So anything family, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I came home.
Facts. So how did you end up playing overseas? Because I know you've been over there a couple of times.
Yeah.
And everybody always asks me, like, everybody always be wondering, like, but you stay getting some money over there?
Yeah, I stayed on my thing. Yeah, because like I said, I'm pretty sure people already know, like, yo, he be wearing this brand, that company, this company. It's like, yo, I be reaching out to these people, and it's like, I did the same thing for my agents too. Like, people don't really know. I went to like 6 or 7 different JUCO just to make this dream work, but I always had a plan and a vision. My mom always taught me, like, okay, I'm gonna show you love and make sure you're straight, but I don't want you to just be out here just BSing and wasting your time. You gotta have a plan. Once you have a plan, I'm gonna support you at anything you do, but you gotta have a plan and make it work, and we need to see it happen. So I always been a dog on that, and I knew how to network, and I had a mouthpiece. So it was like, man, you know what? After the JUCO and idle ain't work, that's when I came home. That's when TCC had a basketball team, so I was doing that for a little bit, and then I got my grades together. Then I went to school in North Carolina at Brownsville Community College. Went there, played half the year, so they took some eligibility too. And then, you know, I said, man, forget it, I'm gonna just go back out on Midwest. And then I went to Texas to Trinity Valley, but then some things got messed up there. Then I started doing a little bit of football stuff. I'm looking like, man, football might be alright. But then I'm like, man, I'm cool. I remember back at elementary school, I ain't know they could hit you back. And I'll forget this. These dudes is Aki out there, boy, they knocking helmets off. Looking like, oh yeah, this ain't me for real. I'm too big to be out here. So then I left there in Texas. Then I went to California, and that's when I went to Pierce College out there, and that's when I got to connect with going to UCLA. And that's when I started taking classes at Pierce, but at Pierce, but I was taking classes for UCLA there. And then I'm going back and forth, you know, getting to know the players and stuff like this. This is around when Shabazz Muhammad was there, Josh Smith was there before he transferred to Georgetown, a couple other players. And I'm like, man, this might be alright. I'm loving out here in Cali. And then UCLA was showing me love too. Ben Harlem was showing me love, but at the time, I ain't know behind the scenes what was going on. So, long story short, the season coming in, and then that's when he lost his gig there. And then the coach from New Mexico came in, took his coaching job. I think it's Steve Halford, and he brought a couple of his players, and his son was playing too. So I was like, man, what y'all about to do? Oh, we about to transfer, bro. I'm like, bro, he transferred, got to sit out again. I'm like, bro, I already transferred 1 million schools, bro. I'm not trying to do this again. I'm ready to get this over with. So then I came home for a minute, and then this JUCO in Northern California called Cerebral Palsy hit me. He was like, yeah, you come out here, you know, everything is like clean slate in California, because I guess they got different like eligibility things out there. So I'm like, man, I'm about to just go ahead and do it my last years or whatever. I got to make this happen quick, because now I got a baby now. So I'm like, man, I got to make this happen quick. I had to make plans, because, hey, if ain't no bread coming in, I'm looking silly at the crib. So it's like, man, all right. So I did that. And the reason I went there, because the coach that was there, he had a dude that was 7'4" named Kyle Luckett. He was there. He played with the Bulls a little bit and with the Clippers, and plus the head coach there, Coach Denny A. Shout out to him. He was a scout for the Clippers and stuff. So I'm like, man, this might be a plug. So I'm out there doing my thing. Was top 3 on the team, like rebounds, points, scored. I mean, like points and blocks and all the assists. I'm looking like, man, I'm gone. So then I left, and then came home, and then, bro, in my emails to this day, bro, I got probably over 1,000 emails I sent to agents trying to make this thing happen, bro. Mm-hmm. And one dude hit me back, but he didn't really have connects like that, but he just had the backing for the bread. So I'm like, man, if I can just use my mouthpiece to get in these doors with these teams or these GMs overseas in the league, we can make this happen. So he was doing this thing, and so he was based out of West Palm Beach. So I'm out there just, you know, training like a madman, doing my thing, and then Miami Heat came to the door, was working out with them for a little bit, and then Dallas, then a little bit with the Lakers, and the Lakers was rocking with me, and the Dallas Mavericks was rocking with me tough. And then I'm like, you know what, man, let me hit the Wizards, since it's right down the street. So I'm like, hit them, and then they was rocking with me tough for a little bit, but it was all talking about this right before like the 2 waves was coming in. So I'm looking like, man, this might be an opportunity, but at the same time, I ain't got no bread. I'm still just traveling, and I don't want to just keep asking him for money, because, you know, with agents, that's a loan. So I need to make sure my bread right to pay him back. So long story short, with that, I just went overseas, and then the first gig was, I only had like 48 hours to go overseas, and this was in Singapore. I'm looking like, man, this is as far as hell, like 28-hour flight. I'm looking like, man, I don't know. So I had damn near like a day and a half to tell my daughter, my mom, my family, like, yo, hey, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So
what was it like?
What, Singapore? Yeah, it was cool, man. I was out there for like 7 or 8 months out there. You know, the homie Denzel was in the Philippines, so we would link up, you know, go crazy with each other over there. You know, say have a ball. But other than that, man, it was cool. Went over there, like I said, over there it's all about your first year. The bread went crazy. I was making like probably like 2 racks, but at the same time, a month. But at the same time, it's like, yo, for me at the time, I wasn't even thinking about the money, bro. Of course, the money, I'm going for that. But at the same time, I'm thinking about my game, the film, I can use to go to other places, this, that, and third. But at the time, you know, a certain level, certain leagues is different, and they think some stuff is a joke, or this, that, and the third is a joke, or whatever the case may be. Whatever, bro. I ain't really tripping. I'm out there to bread at the end of the day, but at the same time, in front of my mind, like, bro, I can go over here, go crazy, put up numbers. And like I said, and everybody know in the city, like, I stay in shape. You ain't got to tell me what to do. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I was just talking to coaches and GMs, and from there, bro, I went from Singapore, came home for a minute, got to connect with one of the coaches. Like I said, relationships and networking. One of the coaches was that I did a camp for, and I think it was in Dallas. He was getting ready to get a head coaching job in Canada. It was a new league coming out called the CBL. And I was like, man, coach, hey, show me some love on this. He was like, I got you. You know what I mean? You'll probably be the third highest player in the team, but at the same time, it's like, yo, you can come out here and do your thing. So I was like, man, I ain't really tripping. I'm just looking for opportunity. So before I went out there, I went to for a week just to get a quick little bag in El Salvador for a week. Got a quick bag out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miami with the pit stop flight over there, you know what I'm saying? Had a little time with that, a little turn up. Then from there, came back, then trained for that, then trained for the CBL. Did that for like probably about a couple months. And then the homie Zell was like, yo, come with me to Lebanon. So that's when me and, you know, the homie Aaron Brown went to Lebanon. We did our thing out there, working out, training. And out there, you know, I'm still hitting up coaches and GMs and agents like, what's up? I'm out here training in Lebanon. I'm already over here. So instead of y'all flying people that's already in America, that flight gonna be a little taxi. So I'm already over here. It's gonna be easy. So you get me over there. So then I start networking, bro, like I said, and then I got to get.
Slow down. I don't want you talking crazy fast,
bro. It's a lot going on, bro. I'm telling you, it's all over the place.
So when you first was emailing like the coaches to try to go overseas,
yeah,
or like what was you saying in your email, like
oh, just reaching out to them first. You got to get to know like what they can do for you. You know what I'm saying? Or what you can do for them. So I would just reach out to them and say, "What's going on, coach? How you doing? How's your family?" Because you know you got to really get to know these people. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I just get to know them, and then let's talk business. Hey, coach, I'm still in shape. Send some film of me in the gym, or me lifting, or some basketball drills, whatever the case may be. But not too much where they can just use and then not use. If that makes sense. So they'll use it for a little bit, like, you know what? We going in a different direction. You know how the coaches be saying, but at the same time, it's like, yo, coach, I'm ready. And then he was like, you know what, man, come out here. You seem like a real humble, cool dude. This, that, and the third. And that's why I got the gig in CBL. And then, like I said, after that, I was still networking. At the time, you know, the homie Zell, he was in Lebanon, so we went over there and did our thing, training or whatever the case may be. And then I got an email or a call, I think an email about playing in Saudi Arabia. And I'm like, man, I'm gone. So I came home for a little minute, trained, and then from there I went to Saudi Arabia.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how many countries did you play in?
Like four or five. Yeah, but it was all in like different spurts too, because you know over there they really count those as years. But it's like, man, I only been here for like 2 months. How you gonna take this? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just came here and get it. Everything was all about networking and connecting with people. Because now, bro, you know, with the currencies is different. You know, everybody's trying to find entrepreneurship ways and avenues. And me being, you know, of course, I'm still gonna call myself an athlete, but at the same time, these dudes trying to transition to something else in life. You know what I'm saying? After the ball stopped dribbling. But some people don't have the opportunity to finish on their own will, and then when they do finish, it's like, man, I still got a little bit left, or it's like, man, what I'm gonna do now? So for me, I always reached out and stayed connected with the people that I met overseas and the brands and the companies that I, you know, build relationships with.
So what brands? I know we was talking about it earlier. What brands have you connected with since you've been hooping?
Since I've been hooping, it was Anta. So they got Klay Thompson, Rajon Rondo. They had Kevin Garnett at the time, Luis Scola, Manny Pacquiao. Now they got a couple dudes that play with the Warriors, and then me, and then a couple other dudes overseas, but I don't really know them that well. But and then Beats by Dre, Suja Organic Drinks, Watermelon Water, Antica, PSD for a little bit at the time. Man, Power Balance. Man, the list goes on. It's a lot of companies I'm talking to.
So when you say talking to or doing brand work with them, like what do you have to do for them?
Yeah, well, it's all about my lifestyle too, bro. Like everybody know, I like to work out and stay in shape. So if it's around my lifestyle, I can do it. We can make this work. So like I said, with Antica, they got the nice, you know, apparel. So I like to wear that. Mm-hmm. And then you know,
I see you wear it like all the time.
You know, wearing it now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Big E. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then Beats by Dre, everybody love music. You know what I'm saying? So I like to. You know, and they do a lot of commercial work and stuff, so I stay in contact with them on commercial work. So when, you know, the pandemic upraised and you better get back to regular programming, I'm in there, you know what I'm saying, with that. And then Power Balance, you know, we used to always wear them back in the day. And I was like, man, yo, what happened to that? I remember Brandon Jennings, Lamar Odom, all them used to wear it back in the day. What happened to that brand? So I do my research on it, look them up on Instagram, whatever, you know, social media network, and then just DM them and tell them, you know, my story about, you know, mental health, and then like the advocacy avenues and entrepreneurship things, ideas I have, and then if it makes sense, we'll do something. So that's what every company I did. If it makes sense, we'll do something around my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Send you some. They just send you some.
Yeah, just send me stuff, and then basically I just give them away. You know, when I got them on hand, and then from there they just, like I said, they just send me a whole bunch of like gear or apparel or whatever, and then we just build a relationship from there.
That's what's up. Nah, that's tough.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, all I be spending my money on is food, but I barely eat anyway, so I just be chilling. You know what I'm saying?
I always say, like, you like the you like the person that's always in shape. Like,
oh, for sure.
Still, like,
for sure.
What gives you that passion just to stay in shape, stay ready?
Man, because you never know what opportunity can knock on your door. And, you know, so I'm around all these brands, and I got visions and things I want to do with my career. And we all want to be able to, you know, like I said, I play basketball. So at the same time, it's like, you know, I have a son, or, you know, my daughter get older, she want to check up. Oh, guess what? Yeah, this rocking chair, let's do this real quick. I'll give you a nice little one hand real quick. Hit you with a, you know, quick back down. But it's like, man, I never want to be one of those type of guys, or that older man is like, yo, like, wish he could have would have. Back in my day, it's like, man, that's not me. And plus, like I said, I had a disability at the same time. Now it's the point where it's instilled in me. It's a part of my routine. It's part of my everyday gym workout.
So how often are you working out?
Well, I scaled back now. But when I first started doing, like, really, after I stopped playing, like, 17, 18, it would probably be like 6 hours a day I'm dedicating to working out. But it's all different type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like meditation, yoga, Pilates, stretching, lifting weights, what's it called? Calisthenics, a lot of, like, really challenging myself to the point where it's like, man, can I really do this? And what's so crazy, the other day, because I work out and train at the Jewish Community Center, and there was this kid in there, because I think they had a tournament or something that was here in town, and he's a 6th grader, and we played like 15 games one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? I let him beat me twice, you know what I'm saying? Just in case he see this, I let you go away with twice, 2 wins, but yeah, we played like 15, 17 games, man. I felt good, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no hoop shoes on. I came to the heavy lift, because I'm starting getting like photo shoots and stuff like that coming up, so a couple of the brands, but it's like, yo, I still feel like I can still, you know what I'm saying? But that's just, you know, just because I walked away on my own will, and not because the game made me walk away. So it's like, yo, I still feel good, but yeah, man.
I say it's a lot of people that still trying to play.
Yeah, for sure. Because they see this bag out here.
Yeah, but not in as good shape, but they still be trying to play the game.
Yeah, but it's all mental, man, for sure. Everybody know they go now. Like, certain dudes like, all right, bro, all right, the pro-am, you can do that. Okay, we might play in the, you know, the gyms or the field house and this and the third every Friday, but all right, bro, really try to do this again? Do it one day and then worry about tomorrow. Dude be sore, ready to, man, knees, legs be cracking. Like me, I always stayed in shape, so I can still do what we did when we were 16 years old, bro, playing every day.
So I got a question. So I know you said you didn't have the lengthy pro career as you wanted,
right,
but you got a good networking
for sure
mindset.
For sure.
So why not take that and use other athletes and like manage them?
I mean, it's an opportunity that I'm trying to do, like building my company and stuff like that, building a brand and stuff, and try to bring that a part of that. But for me, it's like, I'd rather see like the dudes that's really trying to do it or not, because a lot of dudes, no disrespect, they going to other lanes now. It's like, bro, we did that when we were 16, 17. Now y'all doing that now. It's like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I always paid attention, like how Brian made moves and stuff like that, and trying to bring other athletes under your wing. I don't know so much of me doing that, because for me, it got to make sense again. Plus, I'm trying to still do me and build myself up to be able to just learn the companies and learn these brands and what they're looking for, and bring these athletes. Because a lot of these companies and agents, like we all know, if they use you and abuse you, and then after that, you damage goods. Yeah. So I just, when dudes hit me and contact me, and if it makes sense, I just send them the plug instead of, because I don't talk to the man that's behind the man. I talk to the man in charge. Even when all these the NBA teams, I'm talking to GMs. I'm talking to dudes that make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? The owners sometimes, the head men of these companies. Like, I'm not talking to the yes men, the people that's around them. I'm talking to the head people. So when you talk to them, you got to come correct with a plan and what you're trying to do. So for me, if it makes sense, I'll just give you the plug. Here go the email, bro. Do your thing and just let me know what happens.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
People charge for that sometimes too.
Yeah, but for me, it's always but I always show love, man. I always show love. I never charge nobody nothing. I just show love. You know what I mean? Because what is money?
That's a business. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That's a business.
But at the same time, I can't do it by myself, and it's like, man, when I see dudes out here that we all know, it's like, yeah. I get you got a business and this, that, third. I show love with, the 757 for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's like, man, most dudes is like, man, I just can't see. Like, y'all really taking it serious, bro? Because these dudes and these companies is not playing no games, bro. They really about that bag and they really about taking their brains and companies to the next level. You know what I mean? So, if it makes sense, for sure, let's do it. So, all the athletes in the city, DM me, man. It's NWalk8 on IG. NWalk8 on IG, bro.
So... I seen this boss up story about you. What was that about?
No, for real. It was random because when I left, because I stopped playing in the 2017-18 season right after Saudi Arabia, and I moved back home for a second and just to see how things was going on. Like, man, well, in the city it ain't going like it's the same thing going on. Then my publicist at the time, he told me like, yo, come to LA. It's about to be a lot of things going on. This around the time where Black Panther was going on. I think the Grammys or a lot of awards was going on, BET awards, and all that type of stuff was going on. So he was like, I can connect you with these people and you just take it from there. Like I said, the networking, the mouth for gab is crazy. So I was like, man, I bet. So we go out there. He was like, yo, I'm about to go make a couple moves with my other clients because he got other clients like Vivica Fox and a couple of musicians, the homie Lamont Archie, that's an All-American, shout out to him. Keep a look out on that show different. And then a couple other people. I'm like, all right, bet, go ahead and do your thing. So he was like, yo, I'm about to make these moves real quick, but go here and just chill. So I'm getting ready for, what we about to do. And we go pick up your client from the airport, then we go to like Polo Lounge, and that's where the shots is, outside of Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills. And I'm like, man, everybody just, I'm not paying attention to none of it, but everybody's in there. What's his name? Elvis Presley's wife was in there. A couple of entertainers. Everybody getting like silk cigars. I'm looking like, bro, am I in the right building? But it's lit Paris Hilton in them in there. I'm looking like, yo, this is live right now. I'm in there taking pictures with everybody. So we leave out, like I said, the camera's just going crazy. I'm looking like, man, is this supposed to be? No, he's like, bro, don't worry. But publicists, they gonna tell you, PR is gonna tell you like, all publicity is good publicity. Don't worry about it. You trying to build a brand, be this, that, and third. It's all right. So I'm looking like, all right, well, bet.
So who was the female?
It's Chrissy Jordan. She the wife of Eddie Jordan. He was the coach for the Washington Wizards when Michael Jordan played that last year in Washington. So that's his wife. But no, she cool. Shout out to Chrissy. How you doing? You know what I mean? But yeah, she real, real cool, man. Real cool. But nah, they just took, how they take it out of proportion, like this, that, and third. Like, yo, chill.
I was weak. I was like,
yeah, mystery man. My mom and sister and all them hit me like, boy, what you doing? You need to come home. Looking like, yo, chill. It's not that deep. But I'm enjoying it. LA, Beverly Hills, enjoying that vibe out of it, man. It's different.
So what is your what's your goals now? Like, what are you doing now?
Still training. Got some things in the works with like a couple more interviews and stuff. Cause now more than ever, mental health is a big thing, and I overcame that in a major way. Being a professional athlete, doing it with cerebral palsy, and later on, even with my career, I developed Bell's palsy too. So it's like, man, a lot of things back to back happened. But at the same time, I never gave up, and I stayed disciplined and stayed humble. And the 3 words I live by is being patient, understanding, and disciplined. So now I started like teach that with like kids. Like I said, I work out and train at the Jewish Community Center for Bonnie, and just passing that savings on, man. Just letting kids know, like, man, the sky's the limit. Can't nobody put you in a box. Knock down them doors, open that box, and just keep going. You know what I mean? So with that, I got an interview coming up with Wavy TV 10. Setting up some things with Brandon Marshall, where I Am Athlete down in Miami. Like I said, with the brands and companies that's coming up, the photo shoots and stuff, it's a lot going on, man. I'm trying to be a part of a little bit of everything. And shout out to Anta. Even though I don't play no more, they still be showing me love. Shout out to all the companies, Anthica, they show love. Powerbound show love. And just trying to just build a brand and company so later down the road, other athletes, here's the keys, you know what I'm saying? And just go from there. But man, just staying active out here.
How has what is it, cerebral palsy, how has it affected you over the years?
Just all, you said what?
I said over the years.
Oh yeah, just all mentally, man, just mentally. Cause like I said, it's like a brain deficiency, like your body don't really fully develop like most kids, like most like normal kids do. Like some can't use their legs in wheelchairs, some are walkers and stuff like that, and it like shuts down, like development slows everything down in slow-mo, like on a certain side of my body. Like I said, it was on my right side, you know what I mean? So I couldn't really do a lot of things like dribbling, shooting, layups, passing, all type of stuff like that, you know what I mean? So people just was thinking like, bro, you just James Harden. I'm like, bro, I really be trying, but it's like I couldn't, cause it's like, shoot, this is what's really wrong with me, like physically, you know what I'm saying? So I really had to really like work on that.
Like train your body.
Yeah, train my body, resistant bands, lifting weights and all that. So over the years it kind of like went away because it's all I do now is workout, train, workout, train. And now it's like, man, I'm like a normal human being. I had a normal birth for my daughter. Shout out to Savannah. And yeah, man, it's never stopped me.
How did the what age did you have your daughter?
I was 22, so 2010.
How did that change your life?
Oh man, it's just crazy, man. How you can just have another human being that not necessarily that's you, but you can just say like, man, I remember doing that when I was little. It just changed my mindset to the point where all the stuff that I'm doing and the avenues and the places I've been or this, that, and third, ain't nothing like calling your dad like, yeah, dad, me and my friends will take a trip to Saudi or Bahrain or Dubai. Like, don't worry about it, I got people out there. Go ahead, do your thing. Or you trying to be a part of this company and be a part of that, or you want to go here. Go ahead and do it. So that's what I do it for. You know what I mean? Because that's why I always had that vision. Like I said, I always had a plan. And now that I got my plan fully going into motion, it's like, yo, hey, baby girl, do whatever you want. And even just not about her. It's about her friends, your kids, and everybody else's kids that I know. Like, yo, we all should be showing love to each other and connecting with each other and build the city up so we can take it to that next level. Because believe it or not, Virginia Beach is a nice place, bro. It's the 757 period is a nice place.
York.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't moved back. I like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of opportunity, man. It's a lot of opportunity. But for us out here, man, they say Virginia's for lovers, man. But I've been noticing none but a lot of hate. And nobody really showed me love. I had to figure it out on my own. And nobody really showed me like, yo, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the homie Denzel, man. His dad, you know, RP to the big dog Dennis, man. He the one that showed me the game of basketball. He the one that put the ball like, yo, this could be y'all. You know what I'm saying? This could what you could do with it. And you know what I mean? I know this off topic, but at the same time, it's like I grew up with my favorite players. My favorite player as a guard was Damian, bro. Damian Butler went to Bayside, Virginia Wesleyan. You know what I'm saying? Bro is one of the best guards I ever seen in my life. He was bouncy, super bouncy, had a ratatouille, boy pulling it from grandma's house. Hey, and boy had a mindset like Aki, you know what I'm saying?
I don't see him on the court as much anymore.
Yeah, he be chilling, he got other things going on, man. So shout out to the homie Dame Butts. And then on the big side, I seen Denzel Bowles grow from, you know what I mean, the 5X t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, to the part that side to, boy, you doing it like that out here, ducking on people like grown, man. You know what I'm saying, like that. So it's like, bro, those two are my favorite players, the best player. We can talk about it all time in this city, hands down. They still can do it. You know what I'm saying? They just got to get back in the rhythm. But other than that, them two boys right there, different. I'm looking like different. I'm sitting on the side like, we about to go crazy. So just imagine, at one point we were supposed to go to Kingsville together, but we all would have went, bro, we making noise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would have been cheating. They already had fucking 4 big
footers over there. Me active going to people's heads, you know what I mean, get my Dexter Pittman on, knocking dudes out, and then Zell just going for 50. Then Dane's catching lobs at 5'5". Like, bro, what are you doing out here, bro? It's illegal.
I think I got to take with Dame dunked on Aaron real bad.
Different. I'm talking about different. Won't no guards doing that. He was really Westbrook before Westbrook. I'm looking like we even knew who Westbrook was. Looking like you doing it like that, big dog.
He was bouncy.
Super bouncy.
So what is your relationship with Denzel? Because I know you said you grew up with him.
Yeah, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing?
Yeah, he cool, man. He should be good.
Is he still overseas or he's back?
Yeah, I don't know right now. I think he's still at home trying to get things situated in order. So I've been making moves myself, so we really can't keep in contact. But it's all love to the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Last time I seen all y'all, we was at his house.
Yeah, then I think I don't know. It's a league called the Virginia Hoops that Chesapeake. I think he played in that for a little bit. Yeah, he played in that. Catching off dudes' heads on that. You know what I'm saying? Catching off the room on dudes' heads like usual. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still getting things in order. So we're gonna have to link up again, man. Just take it back to reminisce and chop it up, get things in order. But man, dog, Denzel, he is offensively crazy out here, boy. The best big in the city, hands down.
If you watch basketball in this area. Who's some of your favorite players that you besides Dame and Denzel?
Man, after our time, well, after the Aaron Browns and everybody graduated and stuff like that, man. You talking about right now or when growing up?
When you was growing up, like
I said, them two right there, different, bro. Because it's for me, I gotta see it in HD, like up close and personal. Like, bro, you catching, bro. He 5'5", bro, and he throwing lobs, catching it here and punching it. I'm looking like, bro, you not even taller than that 8th grader, bro. Like, how you doing this? And there's he just doing the dudes dirty. I'm talking about when he 100% healthy, he got the flu, he missing something. He just out here just still going crazy. I'm looking like, bro, like, how you doing this, dude? You know what I'm saying?
What's the best player you ever had to guard? Always like
young or old?
It don't matter.
Katino Mobley. When I used to live in LA, I used to go to recreation center called in Calabasas out there, and it'd be all the league dudes. It was Baron Davis, his brother out there, a couple of actors in there. You see all the OGs in there like Mitch Richmond, Katino Mobley, Mark Jackson in there with his son, J.R. Smith, everybody that was with the Lake Show at the time, the Clippers at the time, and the cat, he different. So everything 1s and 2s going to 7, and he just okay. So we got another lefty out here too. Okay. He talking his talk. I'm looking like, all right, OG, you old, you super old. I'm gonna do you how Steve Francis should do you. I'm just talking all type of cash. He like, all right. It's hard for you to guard somebody that's talking to you but still going crazy. Like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? And he old, so he just give you all that grown man. Yeah, so you say you what? Lay, trap. I'm looking like, bro, you hitting trays from granddad crib and all this. Give you a nice little, finesse. And I'm looking like, bro, you was like that still? All 7. I'm looking like, oh, this is different. Are you trying to go where? Like, he is talking and talk. And then you just see my boy Mitch Richmond on the other side is hitting trays from outside the building parking lot. And it's like, bro, I see why you was on the cover of Live. I see why. Because you got a ratty, boy. Jesus. And you how old? They still got them things on the yo-yo. And then, yeah, Katino Mobley was the man, by far. OG out here going crazy. And then just picture going into the gym seeing all them. And then you see the homie Baron Davis. At that time, he was getting this, coming back in the NBA. So he was going through the G League with the 87ers. And he over there with a full sweat, 3 trash bags over the basketballs, going crazy. I'm looking like, hold on, we at a training camp or something? Like, what is going on? Like, there's too much going on right now. I'm like, all right, this is where it's at. This is where it's at for sure.
All right, one of my last questions. What's your best basketball memory while playing basketball?
Shout out to Ryan, but I'm gonna have to get the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Correct, because last time I checked, not even the numbers. I need to get my plats and everything from Ryan, even though they're not a private school no more. They turned into a daycare because a lot of people just left and started going to other places. But playing at Ryan, man, people be joking like, man, that's a da-da-da school and you going here, this and that, third. I'm looking like, bro, I don't care. We playing against everybody because every coach we had coaches, we made our own schedule. So we playing against the top schools from, like I said, Walsingham Academy and all these big time schools at the time. They had footers, and I was the tallest on the team at the time, 6'7". So it was like, bro, we out here going crazy. But there at Ryan, man, I scored 2,100 points. We won 3 championships. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, and that's my first time really seeing UNC come to the games. Duke, all of them come to the game. I'm looking like, man, this might be it. Even though this come for other players we was playing against, but at the same time, to put them on the show in front of them, I'm like, man, this is where it's at. Because I ain't see this at Bayside. I ain't see no coaches do that at Bayside or all the other schools. You see, like, the Norfolk States and ODU, no disrespect to them, but it's like when Chopper Hill pop out, you know what I'm saying? And all of them pop out, I was like, oh, yeah, it's about to be a movie. So my favorite time is just when it was for the love in high school, man. High school, at Ryan Academy time, I enjoyed every bit of that.
And who you say gave you the inspiration?
To who? Yeah, Denzel dad, man. Denzel, it's the dentist, man. He showed me him the keys, and the first time he really made me like, bro, this might have to be our chance. When we had a Lakers tournament back in the day, it was me and Zell, and we was arguing about something, man. I don't know, but we was about to fight each other. Something like, y'all boys better stop this. Y'all can be going here and there, and we turned that Lakers tournament up, boy. Me, him, like I said, Jameer Thurgood, the homie BJ was on the team. We was going crazy, and that was that day right there. Like, yo, this might be it right here. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mr. Dennis, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
That's big dog.
So last question: what we look forward to you doing?
Oh, like I said,
in the future.
Yeah, trying to get into some crazy moves, man, behind the scenes with like sports and entertainment, and then like I said, with mental health, being an advocate for that, and then a lot of kids, you know, with disabilities, more than like autism, cerebral palsy, and you know, the list goes on for that. But yeah, trying to get into some moves like bringing like a lot of opportunity here to the city. That, you know, a lot of players, you know, they do what they do here, high school, college, whatever. Then they just move to like other states and stuff. And I mean, that's cool and all. You want to do your thing out there, but ain't nothing like home, you know what I'm saying? So I like to come home and just do the things that you do in other states and the opportunities you can give and do in other states. So I want to bring that back to the city. So like I said, even teaming up with you and taking this to the next level, man. You never know. And then, like I said, man, being an advocate for like disabilities and, man, I don't know where to start, man, where to go. It's a lot that I'm trying to do, but at the same time, you know, under the pandemic, you can only do but so much. But ain't nothing like networking and reaching out to people at this moment. So when everything lift up, you the first person or the second or the third person they call, and you never know where that can take you.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you coming, bro.
Oh yeah, it's all love.
You brought some stuff.
Oh yeah, I had to bring some gifts.
What you bring?
You know what I'm saying? Some Ethical Touch. You know what I'm saying? Some Power Balance. They got masks and stuff. Yeah. So for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a band.
Oh yeah, so all the other players or whoever come up here, man, get a little touch of the balance or whatever, man, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it's all love, bro.